Hello, you folks, come on in. We're going to twice turn or second turn a twice turn bowl. Okay, so before we get started, let me just show you what I'm going to do. I've got a piece of wood in the lathe that we're just going to use as a jam chuck. We're going to use a mouse pad up against it, and we're going to push the bowl right up against that. May not be the way everybody does it. May not be the best way to do it, but I've had a lot of luck doing it that way. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me get my face shield on here, and we'll get this thing going. First thing we're going to do is work on this tenon just a little bit, get it right back to round. Good deal. Now we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get the outside of it back around again. So let's take one more pass on that outside, see if we can't get a little better cut than that. And that's what it took to get it round, folks. Got some nice color in that. Good, nice little piece of box elder there. Looks like we're doing pretty good on that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn it around. Okay, so we've got it, the outside turned, smoothed up. I went ahead and sanded the outside. We're gonna flip it around and go ahead and turn out the inside and sand it. Okay folks, we're going to go ahead and level off the edge of the bowl, and we're going to hollow that out on the inside and make it an even thickness all the way through. And so let's get at it. First of all, we're going to take the 1/2-inch bowl gouge, and we're just going to come across the front of this and just level that off. When you turn them green and they warp, that edge will get way out of whack. let's just take a look at that lip, make sure we've got it where we want it. I'm bringing this one in at a little bit of a bevel. And then we'll come back this outside and we'll just trim that sharp corner off. Be careful of that outside corner. It can be as sharp as a saw blade. Getting an awful lot of noise there. Let's see what it is. That's what I thought. Folks, I don't know if you can see the shiny spot right there, but that's a little piece of metal. So let me see if I can get that out and we'll come back. Okay, I'm back, folks. That was a little bit of an experience. I found a nail that was in there. So let's just take a little closer look. That's where the nail was at. That's what I dug out of there. So let me back up and show you what I did here. Basically, I came in and cut as close up to the nail as I could get. Then I came around and cut back in as close as I could get. Then I was able to get a pair of pliers on it and go ahead and pull it on out of there. Bottom line is, if you turn enough bowls and enough wood, you're going to run into some nails. It's not the end of the world. Just turn as close to you as you can to get to it, and then pry it out of there with a pair of pliers, screwdriver, or whatever it takes to get it out of there, okay? So let's go ahead and get back started with finishing out this bowl. Okay, so I did resharpen both these bowl gouges. You can't keep going after something like that. So let's get back at it. Folks, that is 3/16 of an inch from right there all the way out. We'll go ahead and take the bottom feeder and see if we can't work that out. Let's take one more last look at that. I believe we're good. But as you can see, very little change till it comes off there. Now let's see where we're at. I think that bottom is right about where we want it. By the time we take the foot off, and I'm going to make that foot just a little bit of a decorative foot, so we're not going to pick up a whole lot there. Okay, from this point, folks, we're going to go ahead and sand that out, and I'll be right back with you. Hey, I just had a great idea. While I'm sanding and getting this thing smooth, why don't you guys go on down and click that subscribe button, click the like button, and leave a comment. Tell me how much you liked or didn't like what I'm doing here, okay? Okay, we finished sanding the inside. Looking pretty good there. So what we have left to do is we're going to turn it around at this point. Take the bottom foot off. And we will have a finished bowl. Okay, so to remount this on the lathe, we're going to use a jam chuck. I've got a piece of wood in the chuck. We're going to use an old mouse pad between that piece of wood and the bowl. Just stick it in there right like that and bring up the tailstock. We're going to use a little shorter tool rest and get in there a little bit easier. Because we're going to make this tenon the foot. I'm going to come in just a little bit on it, but let's go ahead and get started on that. And so let's see, we don't want it quite as thick. Okay, so we're just going to turn just a little cove right in this. And just to get just a little bit further in there, I'm going to take a spindle gouge, come right in like so. Okay, so no more than is left there. It'll be easy enough to sand the rest of that off. Now, a couple of things I like to do. I'm going to come in and I'm going to put some rings right in here. Show you guys what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3. And that's just something I do. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sand this. Go ahead and get that sanded up. Do just a little bit of sanding on the bottom. And I'll be back and we'll take it off the lathe. Okay, we're all sanded up, so let me take a thin parting tool and make that just a little bit thinner, just a little bit less that I have to sand off right there on the back end there. Okay, we're going to turn it pretty slow, and we're just going to bring that down just a little bit. Okay, we're ready to sand that little button off there. And a lot of folks, you'll see they'll put these little pads in the lathe and they'll move the bowl around, and that's great. And if that works for you, fantastic, do it that way. I seem to have a little better luck either holding the bowl or laying it down and moving the power sander. So let's go at it like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and so what I did there with just that little bit of sanding is take that button off and also bring this inner ring down just a little bit more. Hello folks, well we're going to go ahead and oil this up so you can see what it looks like as the oil's going on. We're going to be putting walnut oil in it. I'm going to give you guys an overhead view so you'll get a good look at the oil as it goes on. Again, this is walnut oil. I've become very partial to that as a finish for bowls. Because it's not a film finish, you don't have to worry about it getting scratched, cracking. So many of the things that film finishes have problems with. And when it's time to rejuvenate it or redo it, you wash it real good and put another coat on. I should say you wash it real good, let it dry, and put another coat on. And I will put these on pretty heavy. A lot of times I will just pour it in the bowl. With this one, it's got so many bug holes, if I poured it in the bowl, it'd run right out the bottom. So probably a good idea to brush it on. The other thing is you don't have to worry about getting it on your hand. Just make your hand that much more soft, and well, I don't know how many of us wood turners have soft hands, but I probably am excluded from that. Okay, so folks, at the end I will put a short clip of the finished bowl. Once I get another coat or so of walnut oil on it, has a chance to soak in so you can see what it's actually going to look like. And with that said, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy turning.